I never imagined that the worst betrayal of my life would happen while I was lying in a hospital bed fighting for my health. But that's exactly when my wife, Sara, decided to replace me, not just emotionally but physically, by moving her affair partner into my home. I had been married to Sara for 11 years. We weren't perfect, but I thought we had a strong bond. We'd built a life together, bought a house, and even talked about starting a family soon. I believed she was my partner, my best friend, my safe place. Then, 2 months ago, I had a car accident that left me hospitalized for 3 weeks. Broken ribs, a fractured arm, and internal bleeding. The doctors said I was lucky to be alive. During those first few days, Sara visited me constantly, holding my hand and telling me she loved me. But as the days went on, her visits became less frequent. I assumed it was stress or exhaustion. I was wrong. On the 10th day, my best friend Hamza came to see me. He looked uneasy. After some hesitation, he pulled out his phone and showed me a photo. My heart stopped. It was Sara, standing on my porch kissing a man I didn't recognize. "That's not even the worst part," Hamza said, lowering his voice. "That guy's been at your place every night for the last week. Your neighbors are talking. Some say he's basically living there now." I couldn't breathe. My chest burned, not from my injuries, but from rage. I didn't confront Sara right away. Instead, I pretended I didn't know. When she came to see me later that day, acting all sweet, I played along. I asked about the house, the bills, and she lied without hesitation. That's when I knew I had to be smart. I wasn't going to scream or fight. I was going to destroy her carefully and completely. The next morning, I called Hamza. Together, we came up with a plan. First, I had him install 2 hidden cameras in the house, one in the living room, another in the bedroom. Then, using a power of attorney document I'd prepared earlier for emergencies, I froze all joint accounts, redirected bills to my personal account, and revoked Sara's access to my credit cards. I also quietly transferred the title of the house into my name only, something I could do because I'd purchased it before our marriage and she never legally co-signed the deed. For the next week, I sat in my hospital bed, watching live feeds of my wife and her lover, Bilal, lounging on my couch, drinking my whiskey, using my TV, and even sleeping in my bed. Every time I saw them together, my anger sharpened into something cold and calculated. By the time I was discharged, I was ready. I didn't go home immediately. Instead, I booked a meeting with a divorce attorney and handed him hours of recorded footage, bank statements showing Sara spending my money on Bilal, and screenshots of their texts that Hamza had helped me recover. He smiled and said, "This is airtight. She won't get a penny." Then came the setup. I called Sara and told her I'd need another week in the hospital for observation. She sounded delighted, like she couldn't wait for more time with Bilal. Little did she know, I had already planned the perfect trap. On a Friday night, I called Hamza and a few close friends over. We parked 2 blocks away from the house and waited. At exactly 9 p.m., Sara and Bilal pulled up together, laughing, carrying groceries, preparing for what they thought was a cozy weekend. The moment they went inside, I made my move. We stormed in, cameras rolling, catching them red-handed. Bilal was so shocked he dropped the grocery bag and Sara froze, her face pale. "Welcome to my house," I said coldly, tossing my hospital bracelet on the floor. "I see you've made yourself comfortable," Sara stammered. I can explain." I cut her off. "Don't bother. The police will love your explanation." Within minutes, 2 officers arrived. Hamza had called them beforehand. I showed them the deed proving the house was mine, the evidence of trespassing, and the financial fraud. Bilal was escorted out in handcuffs for illegally staying on my property and using my accounts. Sara wasn't arrested, but her humiliation was just beginning. The next morning, I sent copies of the footage and text messages to her parents, her siblings, and a few mutual friends. I didn't add any captions. The videos spoke for themselves. Her entire family turned against her. Bilal's wife, Yes, he was married, filed for divorce, and took everything from him. Sarah's reputation was destroyed overnight. As for the divorce, it was quick and brutal. My lawyer made sure she walked away with nothing. No house, no savings, no alimony. The judge even reprimanded her for gross marital misconduct. The last time I saw her was outside the courthouse. She looked hollow, broken, and desperate. "Please," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "I made a mistake. We can fix this." I looked her straight in the eye and said, "You didn't make a mistake, Sarah. You made a choice, and so did I." Then I walked away. Now, the house is mine. The accounts are mine. My life is mine again. And every time I pass the hospital where this all began, I don't feel pain anymore, just pride. Because I didn't just survive my accident. I survived her betrayal. And I came out stronger.